Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the Gyan Dive. I am super excited today, so grab your favorite drink and snack and sit down for a little chat. So today I'm gonna do something different. I'm not gonna do my usual um Bhagavad Gita deep dive. Instead, I'm gonna do a little episode on locking in and what it means to lock in with love and not out of a place of it being like harsh and feeling like punishment. So I'm sure a lot of you must have heard podcasts where people talk about leveling up and locking in and the winter arc. And I just wanted to, you know, put my 2 cents in because I myself have heard a lot about locking in and leveling up because I was a lot into the self-love slash self-improvement space for a while now, and I went through a lot, which is why I went into these phases where I would try to lock in and level up and like be consistent, go to the gym, this, that, like do everything. So I'm speaking from both personal experience and listening to a lot of these podcasts. So, I think honestly, right now is a time where I feel like I need to lock in personally because I'm going to this amazing wedding in December, which I am super excited about. I'm going to be posting a lot of content, so to stay tuned and be ready for that. But I feel like I want to lock in to really be my best version when I'm there and just in general, I feel like I've always been the kind of person who has had like discipline and who has had structure and routine in their life, and I kind of want to get back into that because I feel like lately I haven't been the best at doing that. Um, so first of all, I just wanted to talk about like the culture that we're in, like the society we live in, and how we talk about hustling and locking in. So I feel like there's always something going on, and there's always ways to become that girl or, just the ideal version of yourself. I feel like people are constantly chasing that, like the ideal, like perfect image? And I feel like there have been so many like different challenges lately. Like there's like 75 hard, there's 75 soft, there's like walk 10K steps a day, there's like do the Stairmaster, do like 3, 12, 30, stuff like that. There's always like fad stuff that people have and like trends. But I feel like in order to actually lock in, you need to know why you're doing it. And I think the whole essence of this episode is going to be that you have to do that out of a place of love and not punishment, which I think a lot of people do. Like we see all these perfect people on social media, quote unquote perfect, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to cut out sugar. Like I have to start, I have to lock in, I have to be this version of myself." But that is not how it works. That is not going to last. That is not sustainable. So right now, I'm in a season of my life where I need to refocus and realign, and I need to really reach my highest potential and the person that I know myself to be, basically. So I think a lot of people are in that phase as well, where I'm currently in my post-grad life where I'm kind of just figuring out what I want to do. I am pursuing content creation at the same time, and I'm loving that. I'm also barista at Starbucks, so I'm doing that, and it's going well, but I think it's time to really lock in. I think locking in to me means showing up for myself from a space of self-respect and self-love and not just like hustling harder. I don't know, for me personally, whenever I'm in a phase where I think we all go through that, no one is perfect and no one is like disciplined all the time. But I think everyone goes through a phase where you're just kind of, your life is unstructured. You're just waking up whenever, like maybe waking up right before work. You're not sleeping on time. You're not eating good. Like everything's all over the place. You don't have a structure in life. And I think whenever I'm personally in one of those phases, I just feel the need to get out of that. Because, like, I personally cannot do that. I need structure. I need discipline. And I need to have some sort of control of my life. Like I need to be doing something. I need to be going for something. I need to have a goal. So for me, that just like really urges me to lock in. I don't know about you guys. Please drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. But that's how I feel. And I want to lock in because I want to be someone who shows up for herself, you know? Like I feel like that is what it means to lock in with with out of like self-love, basically. So first, let's talk a little bit about discipline and how we can redefine discipline because I feel like discipline has become a bad word, you know, like, oh my God, I gotta be disciplined. I gotta, for a lot of people, they operate in extremes. It's like either you do nothing or you do everything, but I don't think that's what discipline is about. I think it's about balance. So I think a lot of people see discipline as punishment, right? They're like, "Oh, you gotta be disciplined. You like, I'm because I ate this much, I'm just gonna completely cut out junk food. I'm not gonna eat a single thing. This, that." Like it's kind of seen as like punishment, you know? But I don't think that would work. Like I don't think that you would be able to stay disciplined for a very long time with that mindset, if that makes sense. So, I don't think you should view discipline as punishment or pressure or proving yourself, you know? I think you should see discipline as love in motion. Wow. But I think discipline should be showing up for yourself because you care about yourself and because you love yourself. I think that's how we should start seeing discipline. I think you can immediately feel a difference between the two when you are disciplined out of a place of like proving yourself or punishing yourself. It's like I think I personally have been in that situation where like I don't know, someone called me fat or like I don't know, my grades went down or something happened in my life where I was like, dude, I gotta be disciplined. I gotta put in the work. I gotta start working out. I gotta do this, that. And I started doing it, but like, it didn't really feel authentic. It didn't really feel good to me. And I feel like I wasn't putting in my all, if that makes sense. I don't think it was healthy. I think I was just doing it because I wanted to prove a point or because I wanted to prove to people I'm not fat, I'm not lazy, you know? But versus when I went on my self-love journey and I started being disciplined out of a place of love where like, hey Shelly, I'm gonna show up for you. I'm gonna wake up today morning, I'm gonna do my morning routine, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna eat good out of a place of love. It felt very different and it felt good. And then I didn't feel the need to like binge on food or like anything like that because I knew this is healthy for me. At the same time, I wasn't too strict about it either. I wasn't like, yeah, like I'm not gonna eat any junk food at all. No. If I craved a chip, I would eat a chip. If I craved ice cream, I would eat ice cream, you know? It wasn't like an all or none mindset. So I think that is a difference. And I think discipline and self-love go hand in hand. And I feel like discipline has been villainized for so long that we should see that actually like discipline is a form of self-love. Um, this is a quote that I found, but discipline rooted in love feels like devotion. Discipline rooted in shame feels like control. Pretty deep, right? Okay, now I'm going to talk about how I stay consistent, like my tips and tricks, because I know it can be super hard, guys. Trust. I just like, not to brag or anything, but I just feel like for me personally, if I put my mind to something, I will do that thing. Like, I will be consistent, come what may. So if I've decided, hey, I want to go to the gym, I want to get abs, like, especially after watching the Victoria's Secret show, I'm like, I'm not skipping gym day. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm locked in. But it can be hard at times, and I understand that. So I think ways that you can stay consistent is like having morning rituals or small habits that help you ground yourself. So I think morning rituals are one of the most important parts of people's days. And I think I've heard on a lot of podcasts that all millionaires, people who are millionaires, people who are doing something in life, all of them have morning rituals. And I think this is very important because you start your day off right, you know? Like you wake up. Like for example, my morning ritual for the longest time was I woke up, I would drink hot tea, I would meditate. As soon as I woke up, I would meditate. Then I would read a book while sipping on that tea. Then I would go to the gym, then I eat breakfast. That was my morning routine for the longest time. I mean, go to the gym, take a shower, eat, yeah, and then go to class. That was my morning ritual for the longest time, and that was something that was sacred to me. That was something that I would do every single day, and I absolutely loved doing it. So, yeah. I think another way to stay consistent is to protect your energy, saying no to distractions, overconsumption, or chaos. So I think this is very important because if you want to get somewhere in life, if you want to stay consistent, you have to set up healthy boundaries with people. So let's say you have a morning ritual that you do every single day, and your friends want to go out and party. And you are tempted. You're like, oh my gosh, like, or like, quit being a bore, like, come out with us. And you're like, so tempted to do it. You're like, oh my gosh, like, low key, I want to do it. Like, why am I acting like I'm 60 years old? And you're like, hey, no, actually, I'm not, like, sorry, I can't make it. Today's a weekday. Tomorrow, I want to do my morning ritual before I go to work. And that's that. So sorry, I can't do it. So I think you really need to be able to put up healthy boundaries in order to stay consistent and disciplined. It takes a lot. And hey, you're gonna lose some people who don't understand. But at the end of the day, you're gonna understand that you lost them for the best, you know? If they're not there to support your growth, then they're really not your friends and they shouldn't be in your life. I think when I was really locked in, I barely would meet my friends, which is pretty bad. I think you should have some balance, but at the same time, I think making it a priority and setting boundaries is so, so, so important. Okay. Another important thing is how you reset when you fall off track. Now, I think we've all been there where, let's say you're on a strict diet. Monday, you're good. Tuesday, you're good. Wednesday, you cave in. You've had a bad day and you binge on like some brownies at night. Okay, what someone would typically do is be like, you know what? Fuck it. I've already had these brownies. Oop, mind my language. But it's fine. I've had too many brownies. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat more. I'm gonna binge. I'm gonna binge. I'm gonna binge. And then the next day you let yourself binge too because you're like, okay, I already messed up. So like, who cares? Let me binge again. But you need to know that it's okay to mess up a little bit. We're all human. And that we should just go back. You know, we shouldn't just like ruin our whole thing because we ate too much one day. That's not going to ruin your whole progress, girl. Keep going, you know? I think that's so important. Another thing is, I think having consistency and discipline really builds self-trust and self-love because every time you say you're going to do something and you do it, you build self-trust and that builds inner confidence. That builds real confidence. So I think that is so important, like keeping your word. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Do not break your promise, you know? I think, like, obviously, scheduling, simplifying, and choosing one focus at a time really helps you solidify this and helps you be consistent, you know? There are tools nowadays, we have so much available to us, and we should make full use of that. So, here's a question for you. What if discipline isn't about restriction, but about creating peace? Think about it. Food for thought. Now we have the role of self-love. Yay. Okay, so I've learned throughout my journey that growth can be soft, and you can do that with compassion instead of criticism. So instead of, let's say you messed up one day, you criticize yourself, oh my God, you're a fat ass. You can't do anything right. You mess up all the time. Mind you, the way that you talk to yourself internally is the way that you feel about yourself and is the way you're going to have self-love. And if you talk to yourself like that, you do not love yourself. So instead of being like that, you can be like, okay, Shaylee, like, okay, mind you, I literally would talk to myself like that. It's okay, Shelly. Like, I know you messed up, but I love you. Keep going. I am proud of you. That makes a whole world of a difference. And I think this can apply to any sort of relationship. Like, let's say your partner messes up and you're like, oh my gosh, like, you are so imperfect. You don't know how to do anything right. This, that. They're not going to feel good about themselves. They're not. Instead, if you say the same thing out of love, like, hey, babe, I understand that you messed up, and we all do that, we're human, but I think that maybe if you put in more effort, you would be able to do it. I believe in you. They would definitely do better. That's just how it is. Heck, even plants, there has been a study where, like, if you talk to plants softly and with love, they grow better versus if you're like harsh. So, like, that really, really, really matters. Um, I think also resting should be a part of discipline. Now, this is a hot take, but I believe that you shouldn't always be like go, 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 go. You should have allocated rest days. For me, I'm the type of person who, like I said, when I lock in, I lock in. I do not stop. I do not give myself time. I just want to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But I think I'm also talking to myself when I say I need to start allocating rest days. I need to take a break, take a chill pill, recharge with intention. Now, that doesn't mean like doom scroll on your phone for 2 hours. That is not resting, guys. Rest with intention means to maybe just chill and like relax and sip on some tea, read a book, maybe watch your favorite show, maybe reconnect with some friends, cuddle with your partner. I think that is resting with intention versus when you just unintentionally, like, you have some time and you go onto your phone, boop, 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 you're doom scrolling on TikTok. Guys, we have to stop doing that. It is ruining your life. I just heard somewhere recently, you need to be creating more than you're consuming. For real. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I think you should too. So, okay, self-love to me feels like eating well, journaling, moving my body, and forgiving myself for my little mistakes. Comment down what self-love means to you guys. Um, and I think most of all, you need to treat yourself like you are someone you truly care about. Like, let's say you were talking to someone you really care about, like your mom, your sibling, one of your friends, your partner, right? Let's say they have been doing great, they've been killing it, they've been going to the gym, they've been eating well and everything, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, you're amazing. And one day they mess up. Are you going to be like option A, are you going to be like, oh my God, you are so lazy. You are good for nothing. You are this, that, that, that. Are you gonna do that? Really? If you really love them, are you gonna do that? No, you're gonna be like, hey, it's okay. You're doing great. Just keep going. I understand you messed up and it's not a big deal, right? So why can't you treat yourself like that? Hello? I think another thing that we really hear about these days is like loving yourself needs to be soft. Like, you need to love yourself like softly. Like, you can't like, that shouldn't be the case either. Like, you should just like, oh my gosh, all you gotta do is love yourself. Like, if you are not disciplined, it's okay, babe. Like, if you're not this, it's okay, babe. No. No, I am not talking about that when I say be soft. You have to call yourself out, okay? Listen, you have to be critical at times, but it can be done in a better way, is what I mean. You can't be too easy on yourself where you're like, oh yeah, it's okay if I like didn't go to class today. Who cares? It's okay if I didn't go to the gym today. It's just a day. Haha. No, you have to be real with yourself and call yourself out on your bullshit that you would do to your friend too. Like, let's say your friend was dealing with a guy that was not good for her. Are you just gonna sit around and be like, oh, it's okay, babe. It's okay. It's okay. He's fine. Like, it's okay. It's okay. No, you're gonna be like, he is such a piece of trash. Leave him. Leave him, right? You're gonna be like that, even if she doesn't like it. So you gotta do the same for yourself, okay? Another quote is, loving yourself doesn't always mean being soft. It means being honest enough to call yourself back into alignment. You heard that right. All right. So I think throughout the process, this whole thing, leveling up to me has like I have changed my definition of leveling up. I think a lot of creators, when they talk about leveling up, it's like just your looks. They're like, yeah, you're here. This is how to level up in 30 days. Just like go to the gym consistently, eat healthy, don't da da da. But no, I think leveling up means leveling up your thought process, your aura, your vibe and your looks, not just one thing. And I think for that, you need to do a bunch of things. You need to heal yourself. You need to give love to yourself. You need to take time out for yourself. You need to be reading books. You need to be gathering more knowledge that you can do by podcasts now. That's my favorite thing in the world to listen to podcasts. You can talk to your friends, you can develop skills. You can improve your personality. Yes, you can. You can improve your looks, obviously, but that shouldn't be the primary focus. So, here I want to offer you two things, two takeaways. One, leveling up is for alignment and not pressure, and locking in is devotion to your growth, not punishment for your flaws. For the people in the back. Locking in is devotion to your growth and not punishment for your flaws. Because listen, we all have flaws. No one is perfect. Like how people portray themselves on social media, no one in this world is perfect. Everyone has flaws. So I think you gotta magnify your strengths and minimize your weaknesses. That's what I think, personally. And let's say your next level up came from self-love and self-doubt. How different would it feel? Think about it. So, here is a reminder, here is a PSA for everyone. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to do it consistently and consciously. Like, look at me, for example. I'm doing this podcast. I am not perfect for sure. Like, it is not perfect. But I'm being consistent. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to post once a week. And I hope you guys are enjoying it? And hopefully something comes out of it. But again, karma. Again, no, what's it called? Don't focus on the outcome, focus on your action. Yeah, that's what we learned from the Gita. So that's what I'm going to try to implement and try to continue to do. And we're all going to be on this leveling up journey, not just for our looks, but us overall. And, we can keep updating each other on it. Keep going, guys. Here's a line for you guys. Leveling up isn't becoming someone new, it's remembering the version of you that already knew her worth, and finally honoring her through action. Yes, do it for the little girl. Do it for the little version of yourself. Be someone that version looks up to. Yes. So I'm going to close out with that, guys. Let me know how you like this episode. Let me know if you'd like me to do more of these. And please don't feel shy to comment your comments. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Just remember, keep going. I love you guys.